channel. I'm Bamirich, and today I'm gonna quickly just give you some FPL tips, or rather, actually, I'm gonna unload on you guys, right, and let you know what my team is looking like ahead of the game week 8 deadline, or match week 8 deadline, as I like to call it on this channel. So let's get into it. Okay, so right now you should be able to see my team. Obviously, you can see I've got my laptop on my lap, but I'm projecting it here for you guys to see. You can have a look at, this is what my team looked like last week. Game week 7, got myself 47 points. And I'm doing all right. You know, in my leagues, I'm doing all right. I'm not doing too badly at the moment, but I could be doing much better. So let's see what my plans are for this week. As you can see, I actually hadn't looked at this just before I started recording. I'm on my wildcard, right? I've activated my wildcard because I always planned really to activate my wildcard for this game week 8, because I wanted to switch over from Ronaldo to Lukaku, and move across from the United fixtures to the Chelsea fixtures, because Chelsea's fixtures, let me just show you, are pretty decent. Look at that. For the next 4 games: Brentford, Norwich, Newcastle, Burnley. So if you, just to give you some tips yourself, if you're considering making some changes, I'd definitely recommend bringing in some Chelsea players, Lukaku maybe, or better still, really focus on bringing in some defenders. Now I've got Rudiger here, who I'm going to actually get rid of. As you can see, he's out, and I'm going to, because Trent Alexander-Arnold is back, I'm actually going to bring him back into my team. He was in my team before. Bring him back into my team, and I'll probably. Don't hold me to this, because I probably will still make some changes, and I can't give all my tips away because some of my friends are watching this and they're gonna probably try and copy me. So so I'll probably try and get rid of Foden, and maybe bring in like an Ismaila Sarr, or who else was I thinking about? Can't remember, but let's say I put in Sarr for now. Oh no, that was it. Saka. Let's put in Saka, because Arsenal's fixtures are also looking pretty good. So I've got their Crystal Palace this week, Villa, Leicester, Watford. So I think Saka could be a pretty decent pickup. But in terms of what I've done with my wildcard, I've left in Sanchez because I think he's a pretty good keeper. Another option could be Aaron Ramsdale, who is doing quite well for Arsenal at the moment. Obviously, they're keeping key sheets finally. But like I've told you guys before, that there's this rule between me and my friends that I should never, because it never works for me, never bring in an Arsenal defender. But then you see, I've got White in my team, and I've actually had him in my team since the start of the season. First 3 games he didn't do very well, but then he's cheap way to get into a top team. They're still a top team, even if they're fighting mid-table. So I figured I'd have him in. I brought in Azpilicueta because Chelsea's defense is elite. Chelsea's defense and City's defense is absolutely unreal this season. So you kind of have to have a Chelsea defender, or a City defender, or both, or even double. Some people are going two Chelsea, 2 City defenders, which is quite expensive, especially if you're not on a wild card. So yes, I've got Azpilicueta. I'm bringing Trent back in, and I've got Cancelo because he's very attacking, get me some points, and Livramento just to kind of give me the ability to buy other players. Now, one thing I would always say is, you only really ever need 3 playing defenders, or 3 really good defenders, and then 2 that are rotating, or 1 that doesn't even play really. The Livramento is just a lucky 4.0 that plays for me. So and then I've gone in midfield. I've gone Mbeumo because it was a choice between Mbeumo and Tony, and I've gone for Mbeumo because if you look at their and I'm not going to stick it up here, but maybe I'll do it in some other analysis videos or something along those lines. But if you look at Mbeumo's position in the field, usually he's actually ahead of Tony, and Tony's providing the assist for Mbeumo. So I'm going for a little bit of a risk there and trusting that Mbeumo will get some points. And Brentford's fixtures are also looking pretty decent too. Obviously this week they've got Chelsea, but after that, Leicester, like we spoke about on my previous video, if you've watched it, the game week 8 preview, Leicester's defense hasn't been that great. Hopefully we'll beat them this week, United, and I reckon Brentford will score against them. And then they've got Burnley, Norwich, Newcastle. So I'm looking long term with him. Brownhill's just an enabler. Just stick him in there because I need spread funds elsewhere. Then you got Rafinha, who I may get rid of because, like we said, with the whole on my previous video once again, with the whole international break situation with the Brazilian players, he may not actually play. But my bench is pretty good, so I could keep him and just hold that bench for for this week, because their fixtures are also very, very good, as you can see on the screen. Got Salah. Now, if you don't have Salah in your fantasy Premier League team, just delete your team right now. There's no point. There's literally no point. And I say this because I know people that don't have Salah in their Premier League team, and I just don't understand it, right? So Salah, and as you just saw, I just brought in Saka, which may change because I'm not really one for bringing in Arsenal players, not gonna lie to you. And then up front, we've got Antonio, who's been on fire this season. It may be a good time to think about getting rid of Antonio. And now, because I'm on my wildcard, I'll make some changes just before the deadline. Antonio could be one I lose, but he's been so good, I probably won't lose him. Jimenez, who's I think is gonna be going like this trajectory wise, and Lukaku, who I really think I need to bring him in for this run of fixtures that Chelsea have. So that's my team at the moment. If you're on wildcard, you can take a look at something along these lines. If you're not, maybe think about bringing in a Chelsea. Well, definitely I'd advise, if you have like a Luke Shaw in your team, maybe swap him out to a Chelsea or Man City defender. If you have a Ronaldo in your team, now Ronaldo could score and probably will score against Leicester, but over the next few weeks, you probably want to be moving him to a Lukaku, or especially because their fixtures are so good. And yeah, you guys let me know what you think, what kind of players you're looking at for your teams. And if you want any other stats and stuff like that, I've got quite a few like websites that I'm part of that give you so many stats. For example, I get a lot of my stats from Fantasy Football Scout, and their members area is very, very good. So I'd recommend it for anyone if you're very into Fantasy Premier League. So I've only recently joined the members area, but the stats on there are excellent, and they help you with some decision making. So yeah, let me know what you think. Chuck some comments into the comment section. Let me know what you think of my team. And like I said, this won't necessarily be my final team because I have to keep some secrets away, right? So yeah, thanks guys. Like, share, like, comment, subscribe. See you on the other side.